Hey, let's talk about it, cause honestly we need to talk about social issues, just uplifting my people. Yeah, let's talk about it. Come join the conversation. A connection's what we're creating. Yeah.
What's happening, everybody? How y'all doing? So check this out, right? What I wanted to talk about today is I had a conversation with someone, and they were telling me about, how they grew up, and this, that, and the other, right? And their excuse for certain things that they were doing now was because they said they had never seen any successful person, right? Like they were like, oh, my parents was this, that, and the other. I said this, said. They had never seen a successful person. This is what they're telling me, right? And it just caused me to really, do some deep diving and soul searching, right? And this is what I came up with. Sometimes you haven't seen because you are the example. Sometimes you haven't seen because you are the example. Take, for instance, if you grew up in a single parent home, right? And, your father wasn't there, your mother wasn't there, whatever the case may be, right? So when you go through life, you have relationships and you say, well, I ain't never seen a real relationship. I ain't never this, that, and the other, blah, 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 blah. And you hold on to that and you use that as a crutch. You use that as, this is why I am the way that I am, right? And, there's some truth to that, right? Because for me, I grew up in a household with my grandparents that I'd never seen any arguing. Right. I never seen any argument between them two. Right. So when I went out into the world, I thought that was the norm. So anytime I had any type of, discussion or this, that, and the other, I was done because I had never seen. So I didn't know conflict resolution because I thought that you just wasn't supposed to argue, right? Now, I could have held on to that and did life as if I'm never going to, this, that, and other. But what I had to understand was I was the example. I was the example of conflict resolution. Right? So as I'm talking to this person and they telling me all of this other stuff, right? And I just really thought about it. I'm like, a lot of people want a story. A lot of people want a bad origin story. They want to tell the world about how they went through this, that, and the other, and blah, 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 and this, that, and the other, right? And a lot of times what they fail to, put in the story is the part that they played in it. They want to tell you all of, oh yeah, this, that, and other, but the part that they played in it. Because I'm a firm believer that, we talk about generational curses, we talk about this, that, and the other, blah, 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 right? But I'm a firm believer that in every generation, there's an example somewhere. And the problem is the people do not see themselves as an example. They don't see themselves as an example, right? And they're in these circles because they are comfortable with people who have the same thought process as them. Right? You ever I was in the military. So there's certain people that I can have a conversation with about military things, but then there's other people that I can't. Right? Because it's not that they, they just don't know about it. And some people don't care about it. You know what I mean? When I got out the military, like I found that out, right? I would get into work or whatever and I would talk about it. And if they never been, they like, I don't really care. You know what I'm saying? Like, they like, I don't really care because they don't understand that. So what I had to do was I had to understand that the people that I can talk about military life with, I can talk about it with. But then there's this other segment of people that I can't talk about it with. So I had to ingratiate myself in, okay, so what can this conversation be about? And the problem with so many people is they stay in the circles that they're comfortable with. And if it's a good circle, that's great. But if you're in a circle that all y'all are talking about is what next scam that you can do, where's the next lick? If you're in those circles, you're always going to be drawn to people with the same mindset, and you're going to draw people with the same mindset. Nothing's ever going to change, right? And then what starts happening is you come on social media, and I speak about social media a lot because you come on social media and you say these things because you're trying to convince people that you're happy, right? And what that looks like is one post, oh man, I'm so happy. The next post, man, I ain't got no family. The next post, this, that, and the other, right? Here's the thing. We all go through seasons where God is trying to show you something. And a lot of times when God is trying to show you something, that is your silent season. That is the season where you're supposed to be silent. Because in the silent season, what God is doing for your life, people are going to see. You don't have to come out and say, oh, God is doing this, that, and the other, blah, 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 blah. No, when you have that silent season, God is going to show others by what he's doing through you. But this is a fast-paced society, right? So people want to just come out. They want to jump the gun, right? So they have all of these thoughts. Oh, I want to do this, this, that, and other. And you speak too soon because the devil has ears too. So you're talking about your next move. Yeah, I'm going to do this, this, that, and the other, right? But you're doing it in wrong circles. So now you didn't say, yeah, you know, I'm about to do this. I'm about to start school. I'm about to do this. I'm about to do this, that, and the other. But you're saying it in circles that they can't fathom that. So the first thing that they do, because they can't fathom that, is tell you how you're crazy. Man, what you mean you about to go? What you mean you about to apply for that? Man, they ain't hiring nobody, man. They ain't doing this, that, and the other, right? And if you're not careful, you will believe it. So now God has put something in you and you were supposed to be silent. You were supposed to be silent until it came into fruition, but you talk too much and you didn't told the people that God is trying to get you away from, and it never comes to fruition, right? And I say this all the time. I believe that God puts something in everybody that has to be birthed into the world. God has put something in each and every person that somebody out there needs. And the problem is it never gets birthed because of who you're associated with. It never gets birthed because you are premature and talking too much. And a lot of times you're talking too much because you want to show people that you are doing amazing before you're really doing amazing. See, faith is not just a word. Faith is something that you know, okay, God has this for me. I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do. I ain't got to tell the next person or whatever. God going to show up and show out if I do what I'm supposed to do. If I do what I'm supposed to do, God is going to show up and show out. But that's hard for people. That's hard for people because people want to try to run to the world. You get that thought process in your head, right? Man, I want to build this business. And you know the first thing you do? You go to social media and you say you already got the business. Now, 8 months later, people are like, I thought you said, But because you ran your mouth too much, in your silent season, it never came into fruition. So guess what? Now those people don't believe you. And then guess what? Now you're not believing in yourself. You see, sometimes God will put you in a position that people going to talk about you. They're going to talk about you behind your back. They're going to do the craziest things to you. You have been there for them all their life, and y'all have one disagreement, then they leave you on stuck, right? But I believe that God puts certain people in those positions because he's trying to get the noise away from you. The problem is, as he's trying to get the noise away from you, you're running to the noise. What'd I do? You know, certain relationships that you have, right? You know, he didn't went upside your head. She didn't ran off with your best friends. And here you go. You're still chasing the noise and God is trying to separate you. And sometimes separation hurts. See, sometimes God has to put you in a position that it's painful, right? It's painful. Because when you in that pain, you look to God. Like when you were young, touch that stove, it's hot. Oh, now you're not going to touch it anymore. The problem is when you are in these situations and people are doing what they're designed to do. They're designed to not be around you, so they talk about you. And for the simple fact that you're scared to be by yourself, you stay stuck. And then every December, you talk about the next year. 2026 is my year, but you're still stuck in the mess. So by 2026 April, nothing has changed, then guess what you start saying? Man, this year already messed up. No, it ain't messed up. You're just missing the lesson. You're just missing the lesson because you are afraid of going at it alone, but you're really not alone. God is guiding your footsteps. You just got to walk.
Hey, let's talk about it, cause honestly we need to talk about social issues, just uplifting my people. Yeah, let's talk about it. Come join the conversation. A connection's what we're creating. Yeah.